Hey y'all, welcome to a very special episode of Don't Call It a Podcast with just me. Ro is away in Chicago, living in an answered prayer, like we told you last episode. Um, he is now a part of an amazing hit TV show called The Shy, and we give God all the glory. Today's episode is especially sensitive to me, but I feel like it's only right for me to share this with my fans and my family and my friends who've been a part of my journey and who've been supporting me through the years. So, this is um, what happened to my eye. In 2015, I was in Nairobi, Kenya for Coke Studio with Burna Boy, and we were performing. And for those who don't know the framework of the show, it is a week of production and performance and singing and dancing for a TV show. And it was a lot of fun. Now, I landed in Nairobi on Sunday, and I went to sleep Sunday. Monday morning, I woke up with excruciating pain in my left eye. Um, I couldn't manage or understand what the pain was. I shared it with my team and didn't share it with anyone else because, as you know, V Money, I'm so hardworking. I love to perform, and I just didn't want to make a big deal out of what, to me, at that point, I felt I could mitigate with some eye drops. As the week went on, the condition got worse and worse. The pain got crazy. I couldn't look down. I felt like my eyeball was coming out. And I just kept moving. I just kept moving. Through the show, you'll notice that I kept wearing glasses. And when I wasn't, you could tell that my eye was a little bloodshot. But, you know, toughed it out till the end of that week, flew back home to Tanzania. By the time I got to a specialist, I went from one to another. They kept sending me to one. I went to see three different specialists who were all recommended to me. And they kept sending me to another because the condition was grave. And when I finally got to a retinal specialist, he said to me that I had undergone or I had experienced retinal detachment. Now, I didn't know what that was at the time, but over time I've become more informed, and it's a condition that basically involves, if you know the physiology of the eye, um, the retina detaching from the eye. And if you know anything about the retina, it deals mostly with um, sending information about images that are seen and focused on the eye and creating awareness of what that image is. So basically, without the retina, you cannot see it all. What's happening was I was still feeling excruciating pain, and at that time, I was losing my eyesight day by day. Um, so we went into some emergency procedures and an emergency surgery, and the doctor did the best he could, but we couldn't mitigate it. We couldn't save my eyesight, so I ended up losing my eyesight about 10 days after it started, which was crazy because for someone born with two seeing eyes, and I'd imagine this would be anyone's situation, it was quite a blow. So I'm telling the story first and foremost to give God the glory because this is a testimony. And after a lot of conversations on social media about speculations about what happened and not just uncertainty, I felt it was fair to share the correct information. And also, I was moved by many people who contacted me personally or in the comment sections who said that they had been going through something similar or the same or have experienced one form of eye trauma. Now, retinal detachment happens often through any force that happens in the eye area in that part of the face. So it's a boxer's accident, they call it. A lot of boxers have it. And also, if you've been in an accident of any form that has caused this area, your eye area, to have been affected, or in other cases, through viral infections. Now, upon research, I didn't have any of those. I didn't get into an accident. I didn't have viral infection of any form. And yeah, so it was shocking, still is shocking to all the specialists that I see. They don't understand why it would happen because more when it happens in more natural cases, it happens um, to the elderly. So I thank God because He covered me in such a way that I kept moving. I kept going. And you won't imagine 4 days after the surgery, I was on stage at Fiesta. I think we were in Tanga for my family in Tanzania, my friends in Tanzania, the people of Tanzania. You know, Fiesta is such a big deal for an artist. It's our Coachella. And we were on stage performing a few days after surgery, even against the doctor's recommendations. Please don't do it at home. Don't try this at home. Um, but I do remember getting off stage and just feeling like, oh my God, exhausted, just super exerted. And I thank God that I was able to do that and therefore carry on still, um, with the support of my team and just really understanding how to move because obviously I wouldn't immediately be able to see things coming from that side. And, so one thing that I made sure of is that before shows, I would really study the stage and just know every angle of it. And thank God for Hadija and Asha, who were my dancers. They would always be standing left and right of me and dancing left and right of me. And I would just measure like their distance from me and just, just to get a vibe of just accommodating the situation. Right. So over time, even when I moved to the United States, it was difficult for me to drive because they drive on a different side, and it required me to have like a lot of immediate periphery vision on my left side, which was a bit difficult to start with, but again, accommodating. So when I moved to the States, I got off of social media for about 2, 3 years. And it was just a great detox for me. It was needed for my mental health, and I recommend it. It was great. I would go on to post and get off immediately. And it was beautiful. Now, just before having seven, I posted a picture on my socials. And honestly, I started seeing the picture circulate and I didn't understand what was going on. And then I noticed that people were talking about my eyes, and I never noticed it. I'm living in my beautiful home, and my husband is extremely protective of me and the home. And not that he wasn't trying to mention it, but he didn't even think of it. He didn't notice it the way most people did. It started to cause a little bit of a conversation, and that made me very, very insecure, to say the least. Um, I didn't address it, but I would notice that it became an ongoing conversation and people would have their 2 cents about it. Now, prior to this, I had never spoken about this situation except for one time on East Africa's Got Talent, where I was encouraging a contestant who had been living with a disability as well. Now, again, I thank the Lord God Almighty because I know that um, it was a contest in the spirit that I overcame, and I'm a winner and I'm a conqueror, and I continue to thrive. So I thank God for that. But I wanted to feel better about myself with regards to just getting my eyeball to sit in a better position to strengthen my eye muscles, which were weakening over the years because my eye wasn't being utilized the way it should. So my left eyeball was moving a little bit askew, and I just it was making me insecure. So thank God for reconstructive surgery and the science and technology to do this. I had a strabismus surgery that allowed my eyeball to the muscles in my eye to it's eye muscle surgery that basically tightens your eye muscles and puts your eye back in place. It's surgery that's done mostly on little children. And I'm so grateful that I was able to get it done. It was super successful and extremely easy. And I thank God again, it is only by His grace and mercy and favor. Um, and of course, I have the most supportive husband in the world who, number one, would always say, "Girl, your squint is sexy." He would always be um, complimentary to me in every shape, way, and form in every season. And he he was just he's just been the best. He's just been the best about everything. And even in my recovery, he's been the most supportive. And we're not at 100% yet, but we're definitely looking better. So I thought I'd create this so y'all can um, have my testimony of the goodness of God in my life. Now, my eyesight is not back, no, but um, I believe that God is going to use my story for many, many a testimony throughout the course of my life, and I continue to bless His name, and I give Him all the glory. So, just wanted to drop a little message on our little podcast and our big podcast, correction, and encourage anybody who's going through anything in this life that they may feel is holding them back or is discouraging. Um, Remember to trust in God and to take all your cares to Him, for He cares for you. And yeah, I thank you for your time. God bless you.